This time next month we will all be playing Battlefield 1, so what better time to talk PC requirements, as DICE has detailed exactly what you'll need under the hood to play Battlefield 1 and minimum and recommended specs, of course. So let's begin as always with the minimum. OS is actually 7, 8.1 or 10, which is always nice. Processor wise, from AMD you'll need an AMD FX 6350, or from Intel a Core i5 6600K and 8 gigs of RAM. Graphics cards wise, however, you will need an AMD Radeon HD 7850 with 2 gigs of VRAM, or an Nvidia GeForce GTX 660 again with 2 gigs of VRAM, and it needs to be DX11 compatible, and the hard drive space is pretty hefty at 50 gigabytes. With that out of the way, let's move swiftly on to recommended, shall we? They actually recommend Windows 10 here, not 7 or 8.1, so do keep that in mind. It's not for DX12 or anything like that, it uses DX11.1, just for your FYI. However, CPU wise, you'll need an AMD FX 8350 Wraith or an Intel Core i7 4790 or equivalent, of course. And we've got quite the jump here to 16 gigs of RAM, but hardly surprising. Graphics card wise is fairly beefy. You will need an AMD Radeon RX 480, the 4GB variant, or an Nvidia GeForce GTX 1060 with 3GB of VRAM, and again the hard drive space is 50 gigs. So not too bad at all. Of course, the graphics card requirements for the recommended are fairly inexpensive, given the fact that it's the 480 or the 1060, which is a bit more pricey, but still a little bit of power, or more than a little bit of power should I say, required there. And of course the RAM jump is quite steep. However, the thing is, a lot of these games recently are requiring 16 gigs of RAM. I myself have had 16 gigs of RAM for about 3 years, and I've yet to see a game actually use that, require 16 gigs of RAM. So, just saying. They do tend to inflate these a little bit, so your mileage may vary. If you're unsure if you can run it, just wait for the game to come out, wait for PC port reviews and that sort of thing, and you'll probably find that the game is a bit more in your reach than you previously thought, because I highly doubt it's actually going to need 16 gigs of RAM. I did play the beta on my PC and it ran absolutely fine. And just for FYI, my PC is a, it has an i5 2500K 3.30 GHz base clock, and I've got a 780 Ti in there. I am getting an upgrade soon. But for the moment, that's what I have, and I ran the beta just fine. And of course, I would imagine that the performance would be improved somewhat from the beta. So there you go. Regardless of all that, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.